Okay, nice opening remarks. But you said it does not have people. What about the obedience?
So,
there is no followership. Whether it is the articulators or articulate, which you were once, a member of, or whether it is the Baptists or Agbadorians, I don't know how the Tinubu followers call themselves. I have not seen any a group of rabid followers, who has fiercely passionate in defending Peter Obi as the obedience.
So
I do not follow
that. Tells you that what he has is not true followership. You see, if a follower, if I say these are your followers, it means you have influence over them. It means you can say, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think this part we should go, and then they will obey you because they believe in you. These people control him, he doesn't control them. Yes, during the 2023 election, when they were abusing people's father and mother, and he was called upon to speak to them, at first he issued one statement. They started threatening him, concentrate on this thing, forget. So he now backed away. And from that time till the election, when you ask him a question like that, he will say, when people are angry, you don't tell them what to do. That is not followership. A true followership is that when you go wrong, we, the followers, should be able to say you go wrong. And we can even leave you. If you see President Bwala Tinubu today, he has large followership. But they are not blind followership. It's followership that their relationship is knit based on certain ideals and ideology, democratic principles. And he respects that. That's why President Bwala Tinubu respects debate. Even when you disagree with him, he sits because he believes in intellectualism. When I was with Atiku, I saw that to an extent, right? But Peter Obi does not have that. And that is not the followership. So when you say the obedient, disobedient are what we call, I wouldn't say non-issue, but they're abstract. Because the obedient are felt in the social media. You don't see them in person as much as you see their presence and feel their presence and assess their impact based on their activities on social media. Let me tell you today, and I'm sure you're a media person, you will know, the manipulation of the new media. The new media is controlled. Some of the people you see, and you say, oh, this man has large followership. They are not actually followership, they are bot accounts. They are not live accounts on social media. And usually when you manipulate that, imagine 2:30 a.m., when presumably people are sleeping, you press a tweet. The same number of 200 people that were busy your father and mother in the daytime are busy you at that time, simultaneously within a certain period. They have manipulated the bot account that anytime you engage, that should be the reaction. So, the people they call obedient, they have mastery of the manipulation. Can't you see what they were lying? That they register over 10 million people in 48 hours, which they know is not true. But because they know how to manipulate algorithm, they thought they would confuse Nigerians. So to be honest with you, the Peter Obi's obedient followership is largely overrated because people say that based on the assessment of activities in his favor on social media, which is often carried out by majority of the accounts that are not actual human beings.
Okay. If you say it doesn't have followership, when he left on Sunday, by Tuesday this week, at the National Assembly, a number of senators, a number of House of Reps, about 18 total, they followed him to the NDC. And then apart from that, so those are heavyweights, and then they also left the ADC to join him to go to the, which made the Senate President to say the ADC is dead and all of that. But if you look at somebody like Professor Pat and Senator Victor Ume, and in fact, Senator Ben will be a die-hard at-school loyalist, following Peter Obi about. Are you saying he does not have followership?
So I will tell you what is happening there. Most of the lawmakers that defected, they didn't defect because they follow Peter Obi. Everybody, if you see their movement, they are all struggling and scrambling for automatic ticket. And so, if you follow Peter Obi and you are with him, and he goes to a party where ticket will be handed to him automatic, you will also get your own automatically. That is why they are following. Otherwise, explain to me, after 2023 election, why is it that 95% of the lawmakers that won election in Labour Party left him and moved to the other party? Because they felt we have gotten the ticket that we won. Now we can go and do governance. Now election is coming close. His perceived movement, which is the people that will vote for him and manipulate the thing, That's why they are following him, not through followership. Otherwise, I would have asked you the question. Conversely, in the same way that you mentioned these individuals, you said that followed him. I ask you, where is Valentine Ozigbo? I ask you, where is Ken Okonko? And we can mention many. Where is Balami? There are quite a number of people that actually moved him. They ran his movement in 2023. Why are they not with him now? And why is it that this new individual that you are saying they are following him, they are moving to that? Because of the actualization of automatic ticket. I am not suggesting that to say ADC is a good party. It's dead. I agree with the Senate President. Because they never existed in the beginning. They were hoping that they would use the noise making. You see, they were two factions, One, which is the ADC members, consisting of very experienced politicians who have not governed well in their times. You've been a politician, but you don't even have record. And the other aspect of it will be, which is the noise-making side, that will give the impression as if they are alive. So the noise-making side has moved, and that's why in the coming days you will see that more will be talked about. The Niger Delta Commission, NDC. The party of Peter Obi.
Okay, Nigerian Democratic Congress.
Nigeria Democratic, because it used to be Niger Delta, Niger Delta Congress. So you will see that in the coming days, people will talk more on them than the other one. Because these ones know how to manipulate the media. These ones are desperately looking for power. None of them presents a clear path. Okay, and to be honest with you, that's the sad part of what has generated, very unfortunately, the idea that the government is working towards a one-party state, because you don't have a viable and viral opposition. You just have a conglomeration of internally displaced politicians.
One of the reasons Peter Obi gave for leaving ADC, about 4 or 5 of them, he said there's toxicity in the ADC, there's internal divisions, there's envy, mistrust. But then a major one is that the APC, the ruling party, APC, and the ruling government, of which you are the president's spokesperson, are intolerant of opposition. And not just that you are intolerant. In fact, there is an active, play to destroy opposition, to foist a one-party state on Nigeria. And it makes reference to the PDP, to the ADC, even the ADC, that was just rescued, thrown a lifeline by the Supreme Court last week. And then, of course, Labour Party, PDP, ADC. So, what's your response to this? The
response is just simple. All you need to do is look at his history. When he left ABGA because of crisis that time, which was the governing party, but you saw the video where he said that he's a smart person, that I run away from problem. I don't like problem. Once I come to a place where I see problem, I just bolt away. He has actually indicted himself. We call it in law a confessional statement. And the media should no longer ask that question of anybody. The man has given the answer himself. He said, I run away from challenges. So you asking us to produce evidence that the accused person has already admitted, to me, is not being fair to us. Because he said it. And you look at his life. Honestly, Peter Obi has been running away from every problem. When he was in Labour Party, and they start having the crisis they had in Labour Party, was it no crisis of leadership? All that Kenneth Okonkwo asked him to do was to be present and resolve. And he said, take a position. This guy ran away. In ABGA, when he ran away, it was the same thing, and he joined Jonathan. This one, Kenneth Okonkwo was on your program. I think you interviewed him. I saw it very late last night. When Kenneth Okonkwo was saying that in NDC, everything he asked for, they gave him. He himself with the prerogative to produce the National Organizing Secretary. They say even the registration of membership, so that he will conduct the primaries. But he ran away because he wanted an agreement for, consensus that will produce him, because he feared he might lose the primaries. I put it to you, sir. If Kwankwaso stands for a primaries in NDC and they do primaries, Kwankwaso would defeat Peter Obi. Peter Obi knows he does not have people. Look at his life and his trajectory. So he ran away from that. In 2023, you know what he did? Being a Catholic and knowing that Catholic is the largest Christian organization, not just in Nigeria, but in the world. And their influence in America. So he knew that he didn't have political base and has not built nothing. He needed a crowd. He introduced to Nigerian polity a new normal of religious politics. when he was going all over saying, take back your country. And it was at a time when people were seeing killings in different parts of Nigeria under Buhari. So they now felt he was a messiah. They gathered the vote. Immediately he lost the election, he ran away from them. As I speak to you right now, he can't guarantee you he has the support of the church. Because even I've listened to Catholic bishops that have called him out, not to talk of the Pentecostal one that he deceived so easily. And remember that phone call where he was saying, speak to these people? Look at his life. So Peter Obi is this kind of person, in my view, who wants the opportunity to just appear as a president. And these are the type of people that would destroy the destiny of a nation. I mean, think of Nigeria, that where every day as a president, you solve one problem or the other. So that means Peter Obi will run and leave Nigeria. That's what he's trying to say. Because he doesn't have a history where he sat down and resolved problems. Go to his private business and see the same thing. So it's not about politics. It's about his characteristic. And in the bottom, in the center of this type of activities is one word: selfish. Anybody that is selfish will do this kind of a thing. It takes a deal of sacrifice for you to give up your right and bigmanism and sit down with people and resolve problems, which he doesn't have.
But then you didn't answer the second leg of the question, which is, why is the APC and the government destabilizing opposition
Very
political
good
parties?
question. I get asked that question and I laugh. In twofold. One, because they don't even have evidence to say, but that any problem is presumed to have been impressed.
There is evidence now.
What is the evidence?
The president said, Senate President, I will send you to the other side to go and represent me.
He was
Scatter them. Okay, so it could be interpreted to be a jocular, moment.
No, he was even reacting to a boring discussion. I give you an example.
Hold on, Daniel.
Okay.
So the president could have been excused that was a light moment, between himself. They were bantering. But guess what? We have advised leaders in management theory that leadership, even your appearance, telegraphs messages. You don't have to actually say anything. Yeah. Now, a few days after, what happened? The president's chief of staff jumped on that same message in Lekki Abejide's wife's birthday and said, Lekki Abejide, don't do this, don't do that, stay where you are in ADC, your party, scatter them, repeating the exact words. Is that not what Wike is doing in the PDP? Is that not what has been going on in the ADC through Joash Amukwita? What about Labour, Julius Abure and the rest of them? How do you...
So let me add my own. If you are watching this program and you are in ADC and you are also in NDC, these people looking for president, they don't have issues. Scatter that place, so make sure that it doesn't succeed, because if these people get to power, they will destroy the destiny of your children. Wherever you are, do the work of the Lord and make sure the evil does not survive. You see?
You are the president's spokesman, so you should say this.
Let me tell you. But let me tell you this. Politics is a contest.
Yeah.
Politics is not a game of, because you are a president, you will sit down and ensure you consciously organize the opposition. No, it's not democracy that we practice. When you see that kind of a thing happen, it is in the kind of quasi-democracy where it is actually a one-party state and they want to create the semblance. Like, for example, remember when Abacha was alleged to have nursed the intention of transforming into a civilian. No, because I'm saying now that he wanted to transform himself to a civilian. He created a political parties. He created
that, like they call the five fingers the leprous has.
This is the kind of thing that a president will sit and be hypocritically saying, let's organize. We're running real democratic process in Nigeria. When they talk about one party state, okay, so what the party they move to is what? They believe in it. Let me further confuse them. If you see, when you use a certain narrative, there is this thing called you weaken them by taking their strength out, by smoking their oxygen. If I want to smoke their oxygen right now, I will say, how are you sure the NDC that you have gone to is not owned by APC? You see, they will all be confused. Yeah. But you see, to me, to be honest with you, these guys are not fit to be leaders, because you see, this type of conversation is not supposed to be the conversation in the air. What is supposed to be the conversation in the air is the things that we are doing now that they think we are not doing it right. You will see that they are very strong and they are in their mojo. I mean, they are in their game when they take on very flippant and flippery matters, mundane issues. But when you say policy issue on the economy, they won't. This guy that is their publicity secretary, Shewun has asked him more than 3 times to explain their ideology. He has not answered. The third one was, yes, the third one was even after they formed a committee and created a manifesto. So it is like Expo. They already give you the answer. All you need is to say what you wrote there. They ask him, he still could not answer. When Peter Obi left, they said Peter Obi didn't even understand the manifesto. Okay, you who understood the manifesto, have you been able to answer for the ideology? These are people desperately looking for power. Wallahi tallahi, I'm telling you, they don't have a credible alternative for the removal of subsidy. They don't have credible alternative for unification of the foreign exchange. They don't even have idea how we are able to reset this economy. This economy is on a better trajectory. The same people that were criticizing Nigeria, the IMF, the World Bank, even our local economists, these same people are the ones saying that the economy has been placed on a plane where it can start to move. We have been able to improve and increase our foreign reserve. You have seen how we paid the backlog. Now airlines are coming in. It's not like that before. Before now, it was difficult for the Naira to compete globally. If you travel to America anywhere now, you use your Naira and make payment and do transaction. They are seeing it.
The card remains.
The card. You see the stability of the Naira for a long time. The GDP growth is every now and then. The inflation rate that is coming down. You see the intervention of government. And you can see how the president is going all over the world to do what? To establish partnership that will give us the capacity to strengthen our own capacity to fight insecurity, not just to depend on somebody throwing drones from somewhere. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
That's the point.
We'll interrogate briefly these economic figures you are bantering or you are throwing around.
You are an economist, so we will do that. We'll do that
shortly. But let's dwell a bit more on this political issue. You know, I have a few friends, highly politically savvy, and they were saying the biggest fears, you know, myself and my producer will have, and some of these highly politically savvy people, is that how are we going to manage this opposition coalition? The biggest threat was them managing their egos to say, you know what, I'll subsume my personal ambition for the sake of Nigeria. So let's just work together and confront, in inverted commas, this monster that is before us. That has always been the biggest fears that we nursed.
But
now, no, hold on, Daniel. So my question to you, Daniel, is that why would the president be doing all this? Because all the president there to have done, if he knew, because you seem to know Peter Obi and these guys very well, you know Atiku very well, all he needed to have done was to just give them time because they're already unraveling. So is the president scared? Is he worried anymore?
Let me tell you, the president has said it recently that they want to remove me. I'm not even moved. Even if, because there is a narrative that is going that if these people are united, they would have removed us. You see, even if all of them are united in one, they don't move anywhere. And they all agree to produce candidates, whether they come together, produce Atiku and Peter Obi, or they come together, Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, or they come together, Rotimi and Rufai, or they come together, Rotimi and Malemi. Even if all of them are compact in one place, I have a very strong conviction they will not be able to defeat President Bwala Tinubu.
In a free, fair, and transparent.
In a free, fair, because these people are noisemakers. You win election in Nigeria by structure. Atiku, take for example, Atiku has left PDP. The governors that are in PDP, governors are in control of their state structure. They have moved to Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. He practically moved alone to this side. Peter Obi left Labour Party. The gladiators that were with him in 2023 have all abandoned him, and he moved to that side. Rotimi Amechi lost primaries and has been lost. We are looking for where he was until this election cycle. We didn't know where he was, right? Now, it is the noise on social media that creates the impression. That's why these people are, they are strategic liars and fraudsters. Disobedient. When they say they got 10 million, what they want to do is that they want to lay in the mind of the people, if we have membership of 12 million, so that when election comes, they will say, even our members were 12 and they all voted for criminals in their thinking. But in terms of, ask people who do polling, people who have political experience, to look and predict. You may not be too accurate, but at least to an extent. What we cannot take away from this conversation is that on the day of election, it is the structures that deliver for the candidate.
That's the structure Mr. Peter Obi famously called this the structure of corruption. But
you cannot lay claim and say let's.
Okay,
because when I go to media, they do that.
Okay, oh yeah.
I don't agree.
Okay,
I will answer that question.
Answer it.
This is a
Structure
president.
of corruption.
Yes, this is a president of the Federal Republic.
Yes.
This is the first lady of the president. They sit in the seat of power to administer the constitution.
Yes.
So anything they do while delivering on the good, you didn't see our manifesto where we talked about interventions that we will do. If the president begin to implement the intermediate, that was the promise he made. It was the social contract between him and the Nigerian people.
Why is that not done by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs? Why is it the First Lady that is doing it?
No,
there have been
she can have a big project.
There have been questions asked, where is the First Lady getting these billions and billions and billions? She's doing because we've never known her to be someone.
No, this is not a rocket science. I mean, you're a public figure. A lot of people believe in your causes. They will come and say they will partner with you. If you have a foundation or you have an organization, any paid project, they will say we'll partner with you to deliver in that. People come and bring money. I was in one of the programs we had in the State House where she called the press to account to them the money that was raised in her own foundation. I was there seated. The members of the press were there. She was giving account, individuals, organizations. So organization can't give to support a cause. Even this, your friends in the media, there is one vocal person, supporter of Peter Obi, masquerading as a neutral in a TV house. Do you know how he gets his money? Do you know how he gets his money? He asks people to put to his foundation. He said, I know they collect money, but put it in a foundation. Either his own or the foundation I choose. Then when you go and probe the accounts of the foundation and see how that place is rerouted. We are not children. I'm coming. I don't know what you ask. But the point to be made is this. The president is too big to be putting problem in the opposition. They are problem to themselves. Okay. And every problem of a particular politician can be traced to when the president was not in power. Start with Atiku. Atiku has started having problem with Wike. Was president in power at the time? He was not. Peter Obi started having problem for wherever he had. He started having problem with Padam Baka. Go and sit with Padam Baka and ask what was the problem. So people, anything that happened, you just say it is the government. Very easy for them to do that.
Okay, let's make progress. You are a key stakeholder in northern politics. There's this okay permutation now, Obi Kwankwaso ticket. Give us your thoughts. What are the likely chances?
You see, I don't play ethnic politics. So when I was asked yesterday in an interview that Hakim Baba Ahmed said the northern people will not vote Peter Obi, I said I don't like ethnic politics where you say the northern people will not, because number one, you are not a spokesman for the north, and then number two, you are not in a position to command the vote. Peter Obi in 2023 got some vote from the north. So every Nigerian who is playing politics can get vote anywhere. But if you are talking of whether a candidate has positioned himself in a way that a certain demographics will resonate with him, it's a different thing from saying they will not vote. But that this guy is a good market at this time, a good product and market, then we can now debate it. So if that is your question about the north, I will tell you this. These northern people, they have political smartness and savvy. They know for a fact that Asiwaju has spent 4 years, and they know they have to wait for another 4 years. Then the power will come back to them. They cannot afford to vote Peter Obi, who will be 8 years, and they will lose out. They have had experience in the days of Jonathan. I'm talking of the northern elite and the northern masses, and I'm talking based on what you can point to history. There is no northerner now that will find attractive a candidate that will elongate the power in a geopolitical zone that is far from where he is. So the only candidate that will interest a northerner right now is the President Bwala Tinubu. Make him finish in 8 years, Mock will get our own. That is my thinking, and it is backed up by history. Then secondly, apart from the general belief about power, about the personality of the person, Peter Obi has not consciously, because in his life, even in Labour Party, immediately after election, he has never had one convention, one exco meeting, all this party activity he has never had anywhere. So he has also not developed that in the north to build a grassroots support. Peter Obi visits humanitarian places, snap picture, go to place, put borehole, snap picture, which anybody can do. I do that in my place, and I'm not running for office. So Peter Obi is not a market at this moment, because the north is looking for the South to conclude so the power can come to them. Now, if you come back to the South, you might say, oh, if that is the case, then the converse argument is that the South will want Peter Obi so that he will add 8 to the 4 of Asiwaju and it will be 12, right? Where in the South is Peter Obi doing anything? When the South governors were coming to Asiwaju, didn't they know of the existence of Peter Obi? That movement that was very, very strong for Peter Obi in the South, for example, lately, since this commencement of these political activities, have you seen the same? None. In the Southeast where Peter Obi comes from, you heard what your friend Kenneth Okonkwo said. He said he never wanted to be identified with Peter Obi as the coalition are coming because he knows Peter Obi is dead on arrival. This is a man who was his spokesman. You must listen to him. And he goes there every day. He said, in fact, Peter Obi didn't even join the party from Anambra because he lost out. He lost election of people he endorsed, that he had to go to Enugu. So you are looking at Peter Obi, as you see him today, you are looking at his past to judge his future. But in actual fact, you don't know that Peter Obi has lost steam, has lost gravitas, has lost credibility, and has lost mileage today as compared to when he was there. That is why, right now, he cannot be stable in one political party. So he doesn't have a chance. But for the media loves ratings, they love engagement, they love all those things. Among the candidates, the one that provide that free of charge is Peter Obi.
Fair comment.